out all the things he has struggled with. It's always the same thing. It's like, yeah, they're good goalkeepers, but at the end of the day, your job as a goalkeeper is to stop the other team from scoring. It is fantastic that in modern day football we have goalkeepers that can distribute fantastically well. That is amazing. But as I said before, at the end of the day, you want your goalkeeper to stop the other team from scoring. Senne Lammens to Manchester United. Now, look, I think this is a great signing. There have already been videos being made on, Senne Lammens' disclaimer, what he's not so good at, and all of this stuff, and people already become very worried. The same thing happened when we signed Sesko. It was like, oh, Sesko ability on the ball is actually not that good. And then same thing happened when we signed Mbeumo. It was like, oh, he only done it for one season. It's like this will always happen when you sign a new player. There's a lot of hype when you sign him, and then after you sign him, there will always be that little bit of anxiety. And I think that happens whenever you buy anything, in a sense. I know we're talking about football players here, but whenever you get something new, there's always that anticipation and hype before you actually get what you want. And then when you finally get it, there's also always that little bit of anxiety. You always second guess yourself and you ask yourself, did I make the right purchase? But I feel like here with Senne Lammens, I feel like we have definitely made the right purchase. Could it go wrong? Anything in life could go wrong. Tomorrow or next week, we could be sat here saying, you know what, maybe this guy's not good enough. I doubt we'll do that, and that'll be quite silly. In a year's time, we could be saying, oh, actually, Bane is better. There's so many things that could happen. But just off initial reactions, I think he's a very good signing. At the end of the day, what we really need our goalkeeper to do, and what we haven't had from our goalkeepers at Manchester United so far, is the ability of our goalkeepers to be shot stoppers. And when you look at Onana and you look at all the things he has struggled with, when you look at Bayended and you look at all the things he has struggled with, it's always the same thing. It's like, yeah, they're good goalkeepers, but at the end of the day, your job as a goalkeeper is to stop the other team from scoring. It is fantastic that in modern day football we have goalkeepers that can distribute fantastically well. That is amazing. But as I said before, at the end of the day, you want your goalkeeper to stop the other team from scoring. And from what we've seen so far, Bayended looks to be a very, very good shot stopper. It's only past games that we can watch. It's only stats and it's only highlights that we can watch. We really need to see him do the real job by United. But so far it looks good, and I will kind of stand by that. More often than not, I am going to be positive about a new signing, and I will be positive about Bayended. I want him to succeed at United. I want him to do well, and that will not change. And they are those cautionary tales, which we'll get to towards the end of the video. But just my overall main point, the first point I'm trying to make in this video, is that Senne Lammens is a great signing. I think it's a great signing. And yes, there is the potential of Martinez, but Martinez is a lot older. With Lammens, what you can do is build for the next few years. And that's something that, this new strategy that we have at United, whether it is for good or bad, has that forward thinking. And that's why I thought it. That's why I'm so glad that we didn't send Kobbie Mainoo on loan, which would have been a very silly thing, because we need Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie Mainoo is one of the key pieces of what we're doing moving forward. Lenny Euro is one of the key pieces of what we're doing going forwards. Dorgu, Lammens now, There was also that same feeling with Garnacho, but Garnacho just ended up being a very immature, unprofessional player, so we got rid of him. But there's also Chido Obi in the academy. There's Sesko now in the team. Like, we are building. Senne Lammens won't make or break this team. Like, not in that sense, but signing Senne Lammens doesn't mean we're going to win the league, So we might as well get a goalkeeper in that is not as bad as the goalkeepers that we have right now. He has potential, and we can build from the future. And I feel like this takes us nicely to the next point of this video, and is the risk factor. I said, but whenever you sign any player or whenever you get anything, there's always that risk factor. And that risk factor also exists with Senne Lammens. As much as I like him, as much as I think he has a very high ceiling as a goalkeeper, I can't deny the fact that there is that risk factor. And yeah, as a young goalkeeper, something that also reminds me of De Gea is the kind of hesitance on corners, hesitance on set pieces into the box. Like, young goalkeepers always struggle with that. We've seen Bayindir massively struggle with that. So it's not something that I'm going to lose my head over, but it's definitely something to have in mind. Again, you need to give your players time. And there's something that we've not done at United, is give players time, give managers time. Yeah, I look at Arsenal and I see how much time they gave Arteta, how much time they gave some of the players in that team. And look at where Arsenal are now. You know, we should also be able to give our players time, because you don't want to end up in a situation where now you have Bayindir and Onana and they keep making mistakes. Yes, you need to replace them, but at the same time, with a player like Senne Lammens, he does need time. He does need time to develop. But that's the overall point. And yeah, overall, it's just a very good gamble from United's part. You're sending a player at what 18, 20 million pounds, a player who has the potential to develop into a 70, 90 million pound valuation. Good business there. But again, we must be patient with Senne Lammens, and we cannot throw him under the bus. And hopefully he doesn't throw us under the bus, and he actually does a very good job. But at the same time, I find it very hard for him to do any worse than Onana and Bayindir. But yeah. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching this video until the end. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, share. Do all these things to please help me grow this channel. And as per usual, I'll see you soon.